Welcome to the after party. Welcome to the after party. Did you bring some snacks and treats?
Yes, it did.
I hope you got me something to eat.
Maybe.
Welcome to the after party. Coming to the after party.
Right now.
I've been waiting here all day to act like a fool this way. Welcome to the after party. Join us in the after party.
Right now.
Oh, chocolate and gabbing, maybe some microphone gabbing at the after party.
With DJ Eric, Page.
And just us. Actually, Pagey's still AFK. He's fixing food, so he'll return at some point. But yes, we are back. It is official. The After Party 5.5 is in full effect. Our shows will be returning very soon, and we are excited to be talking about all the upcoming news and information that is coming out about the shows. Hello, everyone. Let's do some shout-outs while we wait for Pagey to return with some Team Eric members. We have Thomas Scott in the building. We also have, I saw some other people. Kata's here in the building. 3Dub, Amethyst, Laura's here. Thank you so much for being here. We have a few interesting topics today. Some of it is sort of hyperbolic stuff. But we're going to talk about it and sort of break it down. We've got some new artwork to look at from some promotional stuff and some comments made by Stephen Amell. We're going to go over that as well. I know there's been more updates to that and stuff, so we'll talk about as much of that as we possibly can here in the stream. So thank you guys for being here. How is everybody doing today? How is everybody's Saturday going? If it's Saturday. If you're in the future like Pagey, it's Sunday. But how is your weekend going? That's a better question. Does everybody have a good weekend? Hello, Nathan. Hello, Cal. Good to see you. Daniela's here in the house. Ian's in the house. Dark Bat. Draw with Cameron Smith. Mayada's here. Willish World. Ragu Vetro is in the house. Lloyd is here. And yeah, I might have missed some people. If I did, I'm sorry. But I hope everybody's having a good weekend. Darren's in the house. Dude, telling you to smash the thumbs up. Yes, please do. Silent Angel. Scrappy is here. Darth Zen. Andy is here. Good to see you, Andy. Anyway, we've got some stuff to talk about. If you guys saw the promo for the stream, we're going to talk about Stephen Amell. He's had some comments about his return to the Flash. We have our stuff with Kid Flash, which we did not go over in a live stream. Hello, Citizen Tim Scott. Good to see you. Eric Watkins. We didn't go over in an after party stream, so we're going to talk about that here. And we have a new look at the Ezra suit. It's a new poster that came out. I've seen like 3 different ones, so I hope the one that I have is like the actual poster, or at least the actual artwork, because people just keep clowning on that costume. Pagey has returned. Pagey is back.
You lost shit. You're live. Thank God I didn't say anything weird.
Yeah, you could have. We're already 3 minutes in, so you're good. You're golden. Yeah, I went ahead and went live because we had some people waiting, so I was like, I'll just go ahead and start the stream up. So, but you are fixing food, so apparently he's fixing himself something to eat. I don't know what it is. What is your food of choice today? What are you having today?
It's just rice with peas and some like chicken tender thingies that I make.
So no McDonald's today then?
No. That's a once a week, maybe once a fortnight treat. DJ Erickson.
Yes. Hello, Micah. Good to have you as a new subscriber. Thank you so much. Speaking of that, if you're watching the live stream and you're not a subscriber, my analytics are telling me people are watching and they're not subscribed. I get it. You don't want to clutter up your inbox. I understand. But please consider subscribing because it does help the channel grow. Yeah, all that stuff. All the typical YouTube stuff. Leave a like, leave a comment. Hello, Anthony in the house. And Robert Blake is here as well. Yeah, so we have a super chat and a Team Eric member chat already. We're just barely going here. Nathan Bell, Team Eric member for 3 months, enhanced Team Eric member. Thank you so much, Nathan. Which, by the way, if you are an enhanced team member, there is a post in the community tab. In the description box, you have a perk of leaving a social media of your choice, or you could do a shout out. So if you'd like to do either of those in the community tab, I think it's like the third post down. If you're an enhanced Team Eric member, go there and please leave either the social media you want attached to your shout out, or if you want to just give a shout out to someone, leave that in the box there. All right, let's go back to what Nathan was saying. Love the orange beard, buddy. Suits you. Hi, Paigey. Hope you guys are doing okay. I'm doing okay. Paigey seems to be doing okay, I'm guessing.
I was until I saw the color of your beard. Now I'm angry.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there it is. Ash here with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really hope it's time travel that allows Barry to have a proper goodbye to Oliver, Diggle, and Wally. Eric Wallace, please don't make Steven's last Arrowverse appearance be a Bloodwork fear vision. So that goes back to what we talked about on the Twitch stream. And that's kind of why I wanted to regroup stuff today. So we've had some time to think about it, because a couple other things popped in my head and I was like, this would be a good opportunity to talk about that. But, that leads us, I guess, into our first subject, which is that Stephen Amell is officially returning to the Arrowverse in the final season of The Flash. We're going to be getting a return of a few characters. Kid Flash is coming back. We're going to get Bloodwork back. Obviously, Diggle's going to be there. And it all seems to at least begin in episode 9, which is towards the end of the season. And your theory, which I'm going to give you credit for this because you brought it up, I hadn't heard it until you mentioned it.
Ooh.
Is that Bloodwork's going to make them a fear vision? And do you still feel like that's the most likely scenario? Because I think it might be time travel. You think it might be a fear vision. I mean, is that what you're leaning into? Because I feel like that is kind of taking a mind of its own since you mentioned it. Because a lot of people, when they're watching our stuff on social media, that everything just sort of spirals out of control there.
That it makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
Because you got to look at, and I think I said this on the Twitch stream, is like, which of these is not like the other? And it's Bloodwork. So usually that's probably going to be some sort of catalyst for something.
Yeah. So I felt the same way about it, but we talked about this before. And, the people in the chat here who are not part of the Twitch streams, I'm going to ask them as well. Just in general, would you guys be upset? And we're not going to do a poll on this one. I love polls, but we're not going to. That's going to get clipped. I love polls, but would you be upset if the return of these characters ended up being a Bloodwork vision? Would that be like worst case scenario for people in the chat? I'm very curious if the return of all these characters would be, if they're just a vision in Barry's mind, would that make people upset? And I think the answer is going to be universally yes, but I feel like we need to temper our expectations that that's possible with what could actually happen. Let's see here. Anthony Beltry, this is a same topic here. A member for 28 months. Wow, Anthony, thank you so much for the continued support here. What if Barry goes to Superman and Lois Earth to see Oliver? Well, we don't know for sure if Oliver's still alive on Superman and Lois' Earth, because the way Diggle talked, it seemed like he was not. But we don't have a definitive he's alive or he's not. But the other option is obviously multiversal travel to see Oliver. Let's poll the chat again, because it seems like nobody's happy about the Bloodwork stuff. Would people be satisfied if we got multiversal versions of our characters? Multiversal Oliver, multiversal Kid Flash. Would that be satisfying enough, or would that also be a letdown? Do we need it to be the Earth Prime versions? Is that I'm just curious. I know that's two questions. First question is, multiversal stuff, would that make you angry? Paigey, would you want to see multiversal versions of these characters, or would you prefer the Bloodwork stuff? Which one do you think fits better in your mind for the season?
Well, the Bloodwork stuff makes sense, because if it's multiversal, are we just going to be introduced all to these characters in one episode, not including the setup for the episode, and then have to say goodbye to them in the same episode as well?
Yeah.
If it was a two-parter or something, multiverse sounds pretty plausible. But in one episode, to me, I'm just like, I don't know how the hell you fit that into 41, 42 minutes or something. It seems like a waste of time, in my opinion.
So are you under the assumption that this episode is going to be the only episode with all the characters in it? Episode 9?
With all of them, yeah. With some of them, maybe no. Like Oliver could be in the series finale. Wally could be in 2 episodes in a row. Diggle could show up in episode 3. Like I don't know. It could be something
Right.
like that. But in regards to every single one of those characters announced, yeah, episode 9 is going to be the only one.
Okay. Yeah, and we had some comments made by Stephen Amell. I'm gonna do some paraphrasing here, where he said he posted a video on Instagram, and this is the quote that's going around. And maybe there's more context to it, I don't know, but talking about his return. Now, one thing I did appreciate about Stephen Amell was there was no like cryptic tweet prior to the announcement, like with what Keenan did. He didn't like do like the day before the announcement. There wasn't, at least I didn't see anything cryptic from Stephen Amell. So when the announcement came in that he was coming back, it sort of was like everybody could join in on it, and it didn't feel like the fandom was like sort of tripping over their feet to figure out if it was real or not. But he goes in this quote, he goes, "Hey there. Yeah, I'm coming back for a 9th and final season of The Flash. Why? Doesn't matter. How? Doesn't matter. Berlanti called me up. He said, The Flash is ending. Would you like to? And I said, yes. You don't even have to finish your sentence. I've always loved coming over as Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, Spectre. Not going to say that word. The Flash, you name it, to The Flash. I love the cast. I love the crew. So for Greg Berlanti, thank you. For Eric Wallace, thank you. For Grant and Candace and Danielle, who's directing, the rest of the cast, thank you for having me. Don't ask me any more effing questions about it. Just tune in when it airs later this year." The actor concluded for blowing a kiss. Okay, so let's address this. I kind of joked about it on Twitter, because we should all know by now that's Stephen Amell's, that's his personality, right? That's the way he talks about stuff. Like, it's not that he doesn't give a shit. Obviously, he loves being there, because he said he didn't even let Eric Wallace finish his statement before he agreed to do it. And I feel like a lot of these articles are making a mountain out of a molehill. Would you agree with that?
Of course they are. What a fucking stupid response people are having to this. He's just like, hey, who cares? Who cares why I'm here? It's going to be fun. That's literally what he's saying. It's like he's saying, you asking me how on my progress or process of making the food. I'm like, who cares? I'm eating it. It's tasty. Let's go.
He's basically what he's saying to me, or what I'm seeing in his statement, is he's telling people, look, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun. Everybody wants this. I want this. The Flash cast wants this. Like, we'll worry about how it's going to happen later on. Just tune in to watch it. And I think that's him just saying that he's excited about being back, and he doesn't care personally, like why or how he's coming back. He's just happy to be back. And that just goes to show that he's still very much in it to win it, basically, with The Flash. Because apparently there's some issue with his show on Stars. I don't really watch the show, but apparently there's some issue about the next season that I'm not
Stars.
about.
It stars the whole, apparently, because of all their different... they've bought rights from different studios and stuff like that. So Stars is one of them. It's not every single show, but I think it's Lionsgate, or... I don't know what it is. I know Lionsgate is in there, but something with them. I don't know who's at fault.
Is this another like WB being acquired by?
It's like CW sort of stuff, and what was the other one that happened a few years ago? There was another one that happened a few years ago.
That got acquired, there
was an acquisition, and then like some shows were confused, and then they
was it the CBS Paramount stuff? Maybe
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah. So thank you, Micah. It's my Wonder Woman Pride Month shirt. I got a bunch of these back in June. I think I have one for almost every character except for Cyborg. They didn't have one for Cyborg. I don't know why. I'm just saying they had all the Justice League characters.
Sorry, I thought that was a Ray Fisher joke. Sorry.
Well,
sorry.
I mean, it could be. I don't know. Like, I went to the comic shop. They had them hanging up on the wall. I said, "Oh, these are really cool." So I got like one of each. They didn't have Cyborg. I don't know. Deal with it, I guess. So Amethyst chiming in on the stuff with Arrow here and the Flash as a Team Eric member says, I just want a good resolution arc for all. So I think one of the biggest disappointments is I don't think we're going to get a resolution for Legends. I think Batwoman will get sort of a wrap up, like some sort of answer to what's going on with that character in that show. It doesn't seem to me like Legends is on the cards, and it's unfortunate, but again, I don't think it was Eric Wallace's responsibility to wrap up other people's shows. You know what I mean? Like, it would be great if he could, but we're getting Batwoman. I guess Legends had there were too many things left for Legends to be answered to make anything make sense on the Flash.
Look,
I think,
to be honest, even though there hasn't been any Legends characters announced, it wouldn't surprise me at all if they wrap it up, like a soft thing. Like even if it's something between like episode, let's say it's before episode 1, especially in the opening scene, it's Barry coming back to the present day. And it's like, oh, where were you? It's like, oh, sorry, the legends were being idiots. I had to free them from something.
Yeah. So
Just
here's
something
the thing,
like that,
Thomas.
and he could be holding like Bebo, like
Yeah.
something stupid like that, but just to quickly wrap it up.
Yeah. So Thomas says, I hope Katie Lotz returns. I think if anybody from Legends comes back to wrap up Legends, it would be Katie Lotz. I feel like that's probably the most likely character to come back. I don't know if it's 100% on the cards or in the cards, but yeah. Brandon Routh. Yeah, Brandon Routh would probably return too. I completely forgot. But Brandon wasn't part of the current Legends lineup. So I don't know how he would wrap up anything related to like Legends from last season. All right, we have some super chats. Let's go over these. First one is from Thomas Scott, a £5 super chat and a Team Eric member. Thank you, Thomas. I think Barry will go back to season 6A when Bloodwork was a villain right before Crisis, since now Barry knows Oliver will give his life emotional. So basically saying that he's going to go back at that point so that they can get an emotional storyline, I guess, from the Barry Oliver thing before Crisis. The thing is, though, you guys have to remember, Crisis isn't a bump in time, right? There's no pre-Crisis timeline. Like everything that happened. Crisis rewrote reality. So going back to before Crisis would just be whatever the Earth was before Crisis. Like it would be different, right? Is that right, Paigey? Like it's not like time travel. It's like they rewrote everything.
Yeah, so, you don't want it to be the point where like you're messing with canon and everything like that, and as soon as you get back to the present day, things should be different. That's why I think it's all going to be in just Barry's head, but with like real events at the same time that Bloodwork is manipulating.
If it's in Barry's head, they can do whatever they want. They could make it like season 1. Like it doesn't matter. Like it could be anything. It could be like overlapping stuff, right? I mean, they could literally do anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know, Thomas. It's possible they could do that, but I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense within the context of what Crisis was. But you're right; they could do anything they want. Thomas again with the $5 super chat. I think Steven will film a scene while in town. That will be the series final to bookend his cameo in the Flash pilot. I'm trying to think. I don't know how that would go. I'm not sure. It's exciting to speculate on what it could be, but I personally think, and chat, give me feedback on this. I would like to see Oliver Queen as Green Arrow. Like, I don't necessarily dislike him, obviously, as the Spectre, but I would like to see him back as Green Arrow for this final season. What about you? Do you have any particular way you would like for him to return, or do you think you would take Oliver however you can get him?
Oh, I'm fine with whatever. I think it's just cool that he's coming back. I'm not too like picky on how he specifically does anything or how he specifically shows up. But it wouldn't surprise me if he does film something while he's there to chuck at the end of the series. Whether it's the final scene, whether it's a scene that plays in there, whatever it might be. Even if it's Barry that has like a flashback moment to something that happened off screen back in like season 4 or something.
Yeah. The chat seems a little divided. Some people say they don't care. Other people are like, they want to see him back as Green Arrow. Robert Darth Bunyan says, when it was reported by Screen Rant, they said donning the green hood. I think they were just, well, I mean, both characters wear green hoods, right? So, I mean, that could be either character. Spectre has a green hood and Green Arrow has a green hood. So I don't think that really, I don't think that totally answers the question. All right. Josh Z with a 19.99 super chat here. And thank you so much. He goes, I started watching Wednesday today. I had to do a double take when I noticed it was created, written by Al Gill and Miles Malamar. They were the smart writers. I don't think I've ever been hooked so quickly by a show. So totally unrelated. I enjoyed Wednesday. And I know there was a lot of drama on whether or not it was going to get another season. And, you know, there's a lot of crap going on there. But I believe it's the season 2 has been announced now. Have you watched Wednesday? I think we talked about this before. You've watched the show, right? You watched the whole thing?
Yeah.
And what was your general thoughts on it as a series?
I think it starts off really good. I didn't really care. Like, I didn't hate it. I just thought it was okay as the series went on. It's just that the girl that played Wednesday was really good. She like carried it.
Yeah.
Like, it could have just been her with like a bunch of rocks, and the show would probably still be the same.
I actually think they could have put her in any setting and the show would have worked.
Yeah.
Like she encapsulated that character.
If it was just her and Thing,
Mhm.
it wouldn't matter what the show was.
It could have been
who was
her
it
at
supporting?
a Disney theme park or her on a European vacation. It could have been anything. And I
Yeah.
think it would have worked. So Kata says Wednesday was top 3 for me in 2022. You mean out of all shows or just Netflix shows? Andy loves Wednesday. Yeah, thank you for the super chat, Josh. I enjoyed the show as well. I can't wait to see where they go with it. Thomas Scott with a 10-pound super chat. Here he goes. He doesn't say he doesn't care if it was Spectre alternative Oliver. He's just happy and wants to be back in the final season of the Arrowverse. He's always been the most passionate Arrowverse star. Right, exactly. That's what we were saying, kind of going full circle to this conversation, is that the articles, and I've complained about this on Twitter, like this past week, I think there's been 3 different things where I've been like, what the F is going on here? Like, articles just want to clickbait something so badly, they'll take an entire article about something and find the most innocent comment, take it out of context and frame it as being awful. And I wish that we could actually cover stuff without using that comment, but the problem is that's the comment that we're talking about. So then they kind of force us in a position where we have to frame it that way because we don't have a choice. Like it's just so frustrating. And it's like they purposely go out of their way to sort of get these kinds of comments from actors and people involved with the movies and TV shows. What do you think that is? Why is that trend so popular? Why is it like to get these like, frustratingly sensational comments to is it just to get clicks? Is that all they care about at this point? I mean, I feel like that's a big part of it, but is it everything they care about? Because they're like running over stuff, like things that we should be happy about. Like there's no reason this should be framed as a negative.
Yeah, it's just outrage clicks. That's pretty much what it is. I mean, that's pretty simple. It's what it is.
So frustrating.
It's just controversy sells. It's even like something as minimal as like when something is ending and they say it's cancelled because it creates a negative undertone and negativity sells.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap up these super chats, and then I have something I want to talk about that went a little wrong on the Twitch stream that I want to share with everybody.
Went wrong? Why are you talking about? Something that starts with a G? Or
Yeah. We're going to talk about it here.
Right foot creep?
Yeah. We're going to talk about that. Let's get through the super chats here, though. We have another Thomas Scott super chat, 5-pound super chat. They have been teasing Barry feeling bad since Armageddon when he spoke to Black Lightning. Yeah, they have. I don't know if it's going to go all the way to the end of the season because we're still not sure of the context, but yeah, they have been teasing that. And, maybe we'll get more on that later. I think the other question we have to wonder is any of this going to tie back to Eobard? Because there's been no mention of his character at all in the final season. Do you think, because it's only 13 episodes, do you think we're going to see, because we know a lot about the season so far, do you think Eobard is still a possibility for the season? Or do you think
I'd say, yeah, I think
it's done?
I think anyone that's like you'd expect to be somewhat open would be still a logical person to show up.
Right. All right. Ash, back in the building. Haven't seen you in a while, Ash. Good to see you. $5 super chat. It would feel real lazy and cheap. Nobody wants to see Oliver gaslight Barry with black pudding dripping from his mouth. So it's talking about the whole thing with blood work. I just want to tell you guys, ever since Paigey mentioned this to me, in the back of my mind, if I were betting on like what storyline seems the most like the one that feels the most possible of happening, it's the Bloodwork Vision storyline. I know nobody wants that, but I don't know. I feel like that's the direction they're going, specifically having Bloodwork back. It requires them to not have to write anything logical when it comes to like why Kid Flash is there, why Green Arrow is there. You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't know. People, you need to think about this and don't let it get you down, I guess. All right, Thomas Scott with a $5 super chat. Hello, Chosen Vader. How are you? I just hope they don't redo the green ring stuff with Diggle, or if they do have Spectre Oliver, convince him to accept whatever's in the box. That's another thing. I don't think the Diggle storyline is going to go the way people think. I don't think we're going to get like Diggle, Green Lantern flying around. I just don't see that happening.
No.
So yeah, I just don't think. I actually think what Stephen Amell said is also tempering people's expectations, to not get too worried about how or why, and just be happy that he's back, because I think he knows that there's going to be some people that are going to be triggered by this. Hey, Cullen Prime, good to see you. All right, before we do any more super chats, I'm not going to play the audio for this because it will definitely get me in trouble. But Chosen Vader, it's really good that you're in the building, because he's the clip that I'm going to use here. A lot of people clipped these, so if you did clip it, don't feel bad. This was the one that was at the top of my page. All right, we were over on the Twitch live stream on Thursday night. And over on Twitch, things go a little different than they do over here on the after party. On the Twitch streams, it's a little bit more like whatever you want to do. And we've been joking over there about me doing the Peacemaker dance, because you can set goals on Twitch. I have a goal over there. If I reach the goal, I'll do a portion of the Peacemaker dance. I'm going to learn part of it and I'll do it. And I'll even dress up and everything. But I said at the halfway point, Paigey asked me, or he said, you should do something special. You know what I mean? Leading up to it. So we talked about doing the gritty. Now, the gritty is a dance that I was familiar with from social media, but I didn't know the dance. Like, I'm like, oh, I kind of know it. It seems like it's very easy. So I said, if I get a certain amount donated, which I don't know if Victor's here or not. Victor Chinchilla, who was the big donator there that night, which was the MVP, I guess, for everybody. He actually donated to reach the goal. And then I was like, okay, I have to do the gritty. So it's been clipped. And if you have not seen it yet, it's all over social media. So I'm going to show you the clip here without music, because with music, it would definitely get in trouble.
Wait, can I get what was funnier, the gritty or the lead up to the gritty? Because I have a feeling the lead up to the gritty was 10 times funnier.
You mean the video that you shared with the Fortnite stuff in it?
So I sent Eric a video. No, not even the tutorials. Remember the guy in the empty apartment?
And he did the same move like 5 times for like 8 minutes of the video. Yeah. Anyway, here's the clip. And then I'm going to announce something about Twitch here in a second. So here's the clip. If you haven't seen it, it's over on Twitter, but here goes. This is me. Oh, wait. Mute. There we go. Here we go. Look. Let's enlarge it for everybody to see it.
If you go to Eric's Twitter page, there'll be one with audio, obviously, like one of his retweets from a couple days ago. Here goes.
This is me attempting to do, and Paigey's in the corner just laughing his ass off, which, by the way, you can't see it there. Yeah. There we go.
I haven't laughed that hard in about like a month and a half. I was pissing myself.
That's what happens over on Twitch when it's really late at night. So this is my shout out for the Twitch streams. If you're not subscribed, head over, or not following, head over to twitch.tv/Eric's Reloaded. We are live, or I'm live. Paige is usually there as well. Mondays and Thursdays. It's a late night stream. I stream randomly as well. And we have a lot of fun over there. There's no restrictions. I can react to stuff and all kinds of stuff. So that's additional content to what you get over here. So head over to twitch.tv and the link will be in this video if you're watching it on playback. It's not there now, but it will be. Anyway, yes, it was hilarious. And I got to look, Toe Senior, 9.5. Thank you. Kata gave me a 6 out of 10. So that's a variance of score there.
Well, the thing with that 6 out of 10 is that if Eric gets halfway to his overall goal, he gets to do a gritty in the middle of a McDonald's while holding a McGriddle. And he will vlog the experience of asking the McDonald's worker if he is allowed to gritty in the McDonald's.
Yes.
There's a potential that they say no.
Okay, what does everybody think about this? Lloyd says, I want a Paigey versus Eric dance-off.
I think I might be able to do a better gritty than you, but I need some practice. I might have to watch that guy's tutorial on the empty apartment, or maybe the Fortnite video. I lost my shit during the Fortnite video.
Yeah, you did.
Because they weren't even doing the gritty half the time.
I know. The Flash became a Team Eric member. Thank you so much, The Flash. Always glad to have Barry Allen on board. Look, 100 out of 100. Jasmine gave me a 3 out of 10. Ouch.
I honestly, Jasmine's in the right frame of mind there. I don't think it was.
You said it was. You told me 10 out of 10 on Thursday.
Look, I was in a good mood. I didn't want to hurt your confidence. I didn't want to bring down the morale of the stream. So,
Micah says dance off, Paigey and Eric. There we go. Chosen Vader, who did that recording, gave me 8 out of 10. I'm going to go with that.
He might be saying 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 recording though.
Wow, -20. That's rough. That's a rough one.
Right foot.
I actually like this one. 69 out of 10. That's a good one. It's a good one. All right, we're gonna do some more super chats here. If you'd like to get your question 100% answered before we move on to the next topic, feel free to drop a super chat down below. Thomas Scott chiming in with the £5 super chat. All this confirms to me is more of an Arrowverse final season than a Flash final season. Would you agree with that? Do you think it's? I think it's going to be a Flash final season. To me, I don't. I know we're going to get a lot of Arrowverse stuff, but I think it's going to really focus on Barry Allen and maybe even Iris.
Yeah, I'd say it's. I don't think it's going to be an overall Arrowverse wrap up. If anything, they might try and touch upon it early in the season. But I think once you get to those final few episodes, like. It's going to be purely about the Flash and supporting characters.
I don't know, but you know what? I don't know if people would hate it if it ended up being like an Arrowverse final season. You know,
yeah, but like, what do you mean? But how does an Arrowverse final season work? Like, meaning in like the episodes leading up to those final episodes? If that's the case, and I somewhat agree, but I still think it's not going to be focused on that.
He's 99% sure. I think Cisco might do like a zoom in call or something. I don't know if he'll be in an episode or not. What are the characters you want to see in the final season of The Flash? This is a good question.
Mona?
I don't know about that one. I don't know. I'd like to see Katie Lotz. I would like to see her back in this season. Anybody else from Arrow? Like, is there anybody else from Arrow you'd like to see? Do you think Felicity needs to come back?
Do I think Felicity needs to come back?
Yeah. Next
question.
Someone said I missed super chats. I'm scrolling through. I don't see any that I missed. Was it a super chat or a Team Eric member chat? That's the question.
That is the question.
The member chat. Yeah, I haven't. Let's see. I don't see any other ones. I've got 2 of them highlighted. One of them is not showing up though, which is weird. Hold on.
Right foot creep. Ooh.
So I see that Anthony did a super chat, but it's not showing up over here. Oh, there it is. Okay, got it. All right, and the other one is all right. We got them both. So I don't see any I'm missing. If you posted a super chat and I missed it, please just say something. Yeah, Lloyd, I'm taking my time. Like, I mean, I can't answer everybody's question at the same time. I have to go through them in order. So yeah. Naruto here, a Team Eric member for 9 months, says Andy needs to leak Cisco returning. Andy's not going to leak anything. It's not going to happen. All right, so let's see. Go over here. Super chats. Thomas with a £2 super chat says chances they bring Tyler as Supergirl Superman 0.
You think it's Earth Prime Superman?
Yeah, I think 0.
So 0, complete 0.
I don't think it'll be that. I think if they
that means if he does show up, you're as wrong as you can possibly be.
Yeah, because I don't think it's going to happen.
So you're willing to take that Ultra L? I mean, you took you've already taken one Ultra L this week with the Kane Lonsdale thing, but
no, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. In the video, I clearly said.
Actually, I just realized he looks exactly like Chucky Finster today.
Maybe. I said in the video,
Where's purple
in that
glasses,
video, if you would have watched the video, you would see that I
Oops.
said we need to temper our expectations in case he's not returning. I didn't say definitively that he was not coming back. Actually, in the video, I said he would be coming back. I just wasn't sure if that was the tease for him coming back. But I did say he would definitely be coming back to the season.
Boo.
That's what I said in the video. So,
Boo.
But no, I don't think we're gonna see. I think the Superman from Earth Prime is just not. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Well, so I'm saying 0 chance. What are you gonna say? 1%?
I'll say 0.5%.
Okay, all right. So there we go. Look at this.
So
I don't have purple glasses though.
I was getting confused by the pants. His pants look like your glasses.
So is it like I'm doing a referential?
It's almost
here?
like a bit of a pick and mix, picking certain aspects and mixing them up a bit.
Okay.
Is your right shoe untied?
I'm wearing slides. So
they've been wearing. Hey, oi! Put those dogs away. This is not OnlyFans. Put them away.
Yeah.
Freebie.
Yeah. Anyway, so all right. So I'm saying 0. Paige is saying 0.5. So he just doesn't want to be wrong there. Anthony with the 199 super chat. What if Ezra Flash shows up again? No. Again, I'm going to say 0% chance that's going to happen. Paige, you will not say 0.
What if Ezra wins the court case?
I still don't think he's going to show up in the final season of The Flash.
By the way, do we know how long that court case goes for?
Let me see if I can find that.
Because it starts in is it Tuesday next week? The week, like Tuesday week?
Let's see.
Sil Abdul makes stuff up, by the way. Doesn't he literally make up 90% of everything?
Wait, who does?
Sil Abdul, some Snyderverse streamer or whatever it is.
Oh, maybe.
But he's just turned into a grifter. I'm pretty
sure.
So
October 17th was the arraignment. That was the arraignment.
Yeah, that was the thing where we got the webcam photo of Ezra with his attorney or representation, whatever it was.
See what it says. I don't see there's nothing. I mean, other than the stuff that's on social media, but we can't go with that.
Yeah, because that will decide how long Ezra Miller Updates runs on the Eric's Reloaded channel. The daily Ezra Miller trial updates.
Yeah. All it shows is the delay that happened in October. So I don't know. I'm only going with what I saw on social media, and they said it was going to be starting next week. So, but I'm going to say, Anthony, there's basically for me a 0% chance that Ezra shows up on The Flash this season. Now, as far as Grant showing up in the Flash movie, I'm going to say 1%. I'm going to go with 1%. I feel like that's a safe area to be in. I don't know. Do you think Grant will show up in the Flash movie?
I think Grant showing up in the Flash movie is more like a 50-50.
You think so?
I think the fact that Andy Muschietti followed Grant while they're making the movie says a lot, but
I mean, that's true. That is true. But Anthony says the Flash show ends when the Flash, but I don't think they're trying to do cross promotion with that. I think so. It's really weird to me, but I feel like the Arrowverse aspect or the CW DC TV stuff is kind of slowly being phased out, except for Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois feels like it might be the shining star of all of the TV shows, because it did really well on HBO Max. And I think James Gunn, what was it? He liked a tweet or liked an Instagram post or something like that, about Superman and Lois. You talked about it on Thursday.
Say that again.
James Gunn liked or retweeted.
Oh yeah, James Gunn liked the tweet that highlighted Superman Lois being the number 2 DC TV show on HBO Max.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, point being is it seems James Gunn is happy, and yeah, there we go. All right, we have another super chat from Cal. This time, Cal with a $4.99 super chat. Do you think in the series finale we'll get a full circle moment and see Barry chase Reverse flashback to the night when Nora was killed? So I've heard two things about what people suspect we're going to get in the finale. This is one of them. And the other one is the newspaper article, which we cannot seem to get away from. We're in 2023 and people are still talking about the newspaper article. Do you think either of those throwbacks are going to come into play with the finale for The Flash?
Maybe the Reverse Flash thing. But I don't know this. I don't know if the story is going to lead into that. It just could be something that just happens. But the newspaper articles are relevant anyway.
That's what I think. But I see people still talking about it. So.
Yeah, I don't know why the newspaper article keeps coming up. That's irrelevant now. Because it got changed. Flash didn't die.
Multiple times it got changed.
So I don't know why that keeps getting brought up. So yeah, with the Reverse Flash thing, maybe. I just don't know if the story will ultimately lead up to that. It just could be like a minor thing where it's like they defeat whoever the negative Speed Force person is at the end, and then it goes full circle and it attaches itself to the young Eobard Thawne.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we might get like a flashback to that night. There's also
just quickly, people keep bringing up Barry turning into the lightning bolt. I have a feeling people don't know what that's from.
Okay. Do you want to drop some knowledge on them?
It's attached to Crisis. Barry did not die. So unless people want Barry to die, which I guess be the insinuation anyway, if you wanted to turn to a lightning bolt and zap his younger self. Mm-hmm. Stop saying that, please. I beg of you. I beg of Eric's Gritty. Please stop talking about this.
My Gritty's going to get better. That's every time we go live on Twitch, I will set a goal, and when we reach that goal, I will Gritty again. I will keep trying until I get it right. So
you might need to clear some area.
Yeah, I'm gonna move this.
Like
or I've got another camera. I can set the other camera up over here and just switch to that camera.
It's not. If you're referencing what I'm saying, Tom is saying it's called a theory. It's not. It's using a picture that was used in the comic book. Someone brought it up without the context of that comic book. So it's not a theory. It's saying, oh, this happened in the comics, so it can happen on the show. So it's not a theory. It's using a reference piece. A theory would be like Eric does a Gritty.
Yeah,
might happen, but it's a theory. Or maybe it's a fortune teller. Maybe it's me telling the future, Eric. We might get one live on the after party.
Maybe. All right, we got a few comments here. The first one I bring up is from Citizen Tim Scott. He goes, according to Deadline, which is reputable most of the time, the next hearing in the Ezra Miller case is set for January 13th, 2023. It's scheduled to last about.
So that's what's today?
Today is the 7th for me. So
that's Friday?
Yes, it's next Friday. Ooh, right before
after party.
Right before the after party. So y'all definitely want to tune in next Saturday. You definitely want to tune in. You do not want to miss next Saturday's after party. That's for sure. If that information is accurate.
Ezra Miller spectacular.
Yeah. All right. Thomas here with a £5 super chat says, is that Boots poster teasing Barry becoming light? Okay, so that's what do you go laugh about?
Oh no, we just went over this. I know that was a delayed super chat for you.
No, it was, but I'm actually going to pull up the poster because I did want to talk about the poster. So we'll go ahead and pull that up. We have the poster here, which is just the boots. You've already discussed this, but we're going to read it out anyway. Is that Boots poster teasing Barry becoming the lightning bolt that turns him into the Flash? Like he runs so fast, he turns into the bolt. So I actually thought about that when I saw this poster. Not that I thought that was what was going to happen. But I did think that was the image they were referencing with this poster, because as cool as this is, I don't know why the boots are just standing there like that. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Is there a cover to a comic that I'm not getting here? I don't totally understand.
This could be a reference to Puss in Boots. This which is doing
reference. Really well in theaters right now. So maybe that is.
Apparently Shrek's in the movie, like makes a cameo or something like that, or you see Shrek or something.
Yeah. So Robert says, so the theory is that all that's left is the boots. I mean, it's possible. Like, it would be very comic booky if the only thing left behind were the boots. But I have a feeling deep down, this is just promotional. I don't think there's any, I think like reading into it at all. Like, we know how the posters have been with the Flash over the last few years. So, that's how I feel about it. But it's a cool poster. it's cool, but I don't know if there's any other additional context. I think that people are seeing something
Wait,
that
can your next YouTube video be about Shrek?
maybe
Shrek cameo confirmed.
I think the odds of it becoming the Lightning are as high as it becoming Sonic the Hedgehog or something. I would say this: we know right now that there's a future where Barry is alive and he's fighting with his kid, like fighting alongside his kids and stuff. I think turning into a lightning bolt, present day Barry turning into a lightning bolt, would end that possible future, and we would lose all of that. And I don't think they want to do that in the final season. They might. I just don't know. Not totally sure.
Just don't know.
Amethyst says, I find Friday the 13th to be good luck. That's right. It is going to be Friday. His court cases are.
Well, I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's
a
a good sign for the people on court. Who knows if Ezra takes that to heart?
Yeah.
Cosplay.
So, yeah, we don't know. Whatever the outcome is, we're going to find out if they're going to be locked up or they're going to be doing community service. Not totally sure. There was one comment here. Where is it at? Where hold on. Where did it go? Did it disappear? Oh, JK here. Flash forward, maybe. I don't know if people want to see a future Flash wrapping up the season of current day Flash. I feel like that might be too comic book for the show.
Especially if it's just him dying.
Yeah.
That'd be so stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that one. So what is the romanticism with this, Paigey? Can you break this down for me? Why do people want Barry to turn into the lightning bolt that gives him powers? Is there some reason that I'm missing? Because I feel like it's like the newspaper story where people keep going back to it. What is the fascination with that?
I don't know.
I
think it's almost like the romanticizing like the original timeline Flash. When that is gone, there is no original timeline. We can't visit that again.
Right.
We can't visit that
again. Are you saying all the channels that talk about the original timeline Flash are clickbaiting?
Are you talking about the DC TV show? Then maybe. I don't know. But you know what? People can attach themselves to whatever they want. That's fine. But then we can say it's pointless even thinking about it. It just feels like it's really redundant at the end of the day, or it doesn't make sense story-wise for that to happen. Like, yeah, simply full circle is a way to put it, but it's also doesn't make sense to the story because people are going to refer to the comics because of that, which, as I said, it happened because Barry died in Crisis. You're forcing him to die here.
Right.
And most likely doing a flash forward past. Where's the furthest we've gone? 2049? Is it 2049 or whatever? So you're going past that. So probably like, let's say 2055 or something like that. Just to show Barry dying? Like, what's the point in that? To me, that seems stupid. It's not poetic. I mean, poetic would be like if like Barry dying in Crisis and it happening. That would be poetic, like in the comics. But now it's stupid story-wise. It makes no sense. It's the ultimate forcing things to happen.
Yeah. Defunct. It won't be finalized, but there'll be something. There'll be some news that'll come out on Friday afternoon. So Toe Senior, Team Eric member for 18 months. Thank you so much, Toe Senior. Leaves a Team Eric member chat. If Barry dies, does that mean no Bart? It means no, if Barry's gone, that entire future's gone. Yeah,
so that's why people want, I guess, Barry, and we know he's alive in 2049. So I guess people want him to die in like 2050 or 2050 onwards or something like that.
Yeah.
In a random flash forward scene. It's like, welcome to 2050. F's in the chat for Barry just died randomly.
Thomas goes, he should have died in Crisis. Instead, he stood there crying, and John Wesley Shipp had to step up.
But I think we all we all knew he wasn't going to die, and that's why the mystery, the curiosity was like who would die then? Because someone was going to die in Crisis, and then Oliver died in episode 1, and we thought, okay, well that's going to be was episode 1 or beginning of episode 2, whatever it was. It's like, oh well, that's the death in Crisis. It's like, well, what about the whole point from the comics and stuff like that? So I thought it was interesting the way that they did it, but it didn't feel like a cop out because of the newspaper stuff for all those years leading up to it.
Yeah. By the way, anybody who sends a super chat that hasn't been read yet, I have them all starred in a separate box, and we have to finish a topic. I appreciate the super chats, trust me, but we have to finish what we're talking about before I move on to the next one. If I don't talk about it and you notice that I've skipped over it and gone to another super chat, then you can bring it up, but I'm going through them in the order that I get them. So, but yes, I appreciate it. We will definitely get to it. All right. Speaking of that, the next thing I want to talk about is something that Keita brought up. Is there going to be a poll on here? Should watch a Flash movie opening weekend? No, that's not the poll that I was going to do. Over here, I'm going to do a poll asking if people are going to see it the opening weekend. And we will read it at the end of the chat here, but I'm going to show you where it's at. If you go over to the community tab, you will see right now, everyone, you can open another window if you want, whether or not you're going to see the Flash movie on opening weekend. And the reason why I'm asking that is because some people have wondered whether or not it was okay to go see the movie on opening weekend because of, everything that's going on. So if you go over there and vote, we'll read it out at the end of the stream. If you're going to be going to see the Flash movie opening weekend, it's in the community tab. You can answer now, or you can wait a little bit and answer. Yeah, there we go. But see, that's what I said. I've said this a million times. The stuff that we do, the stuff that we talk about here, most of the general public doesn't keep up with any of that. So I don't think a vast majority of the money for that movie is going to be affected by this. But if this court case that's happening ends up exposing a bunch of stuff to the mainstream media, that will affect the movie. Like right now, not so much. But this court case will, and that is probably the reason why we haven't heard anything or seen anything about Ezra in the news for a while. Because they know, and their team knows, that if something happens, that's it. They have to come off as squeaky clean as possible between now and the opening of this movie. So...
yeah, I don't know, because I don't think this case is going to be that highly publicized. I mean, as I've said,
it depends on what happens, though. What they bring up in the case.
But even then, we already know. I don't think there's anything that's going to be that secret to it. I feel like all the details have already been out. I think it's one of those situations where if you went and asked 100 people on the street or whatever it is, you might be lucky if 4 or 5 people know. One, who Ezra Miller is, and 2, let alone what this case is about. And that
in reference to the movie, issues. Though, if you're going to see the Flash movie, you know who Ezra Miller is because you've been keeping up with the trailers and stuff like that.
I think you might be lucky if 1 in 10 people know what's been happening with Ezra that are going in to watch it.
Right, but that's arguing two different things. I think Ezra is relatable enough that people that are going to see the movie will know who the lead actor is. I don't necessarily know if the news cycle.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I honestly, if it was some random indie movie or something like I grew some corn or something like that, whatever the indie movie is. Okay, I would expect more than 1 out of 10 people to know who Ezra Miller is because it's an indie movie. You probably know who actors are, everything like that. They probably know who freaking wrote the movie or some random screenwriter. But with this big blockbuster popcorn movie, one of the movies next year that has a decent potential to hit $1 billion, the vast majority aren't going to know, one, who Ezra Miller is, let alone. So
you believe that a movie with an actor that no one knows is going to hit $1 billion?
No.
But you said this was $1 billion movie.
No, because who else is in the movie?
Michael Keaton is not going to make this $1 billion movie.
But it's his Batman. It's Michael.
It doesn't
Keaton's
matter.
Batman.
That doesn't.
And
it's
also,
movie.
It's not necessarily Ezra Miller. What's the name of the movie?
So, do you think that
What's
Batgirl would have made $1 billion?
No, because it was also not releasing in theaters.
Michael Keaton and Batgirl not make $1 billion? But
because it wasn't releasing in theaters.
It was releasing in theaters.
No, it wasn't. It was on HBO Max.
Batgirl was going to be released in theaters.
It was on HBO Max, wasn't it?
It was pushed up to a theater film. It was going to be released in theaters. That's why they didn't
want to put about that?
I'm positive.
Wasn't that Blue Beetle?
Blue Beetle and Batgirl.
I'm pretty sure it was just Blue Beetle.
Let me in the chat. Was Batgirl going to get a limited release in theaters? I think it was getting a limited release in theaters.
It was in other countries. I know it was getting in England or the UK, might I say specifically.
But still,
that's
a theater release, though. That's a theater release.
Yeah, in a country where it makes like maybe like a 20th or something of the international box office.
My point is, if Michael Keaton is such a big draw, whether it was a movie that was going to get released or not, whatever it might be, if he was that big, why would they completely shelve Batgirl? And then
it's not specifically about just Michael Keaton being on the poster or whatever, where it says Ezra Miller.
So I'm wondering where this $1 billion number is coming from then, because if Ezra Miller isn't a big star and Michael Keaton is the only reason people are going to see this movie, where's the $1 billion come from? Where
the property? Didn't we literally go over this? Was it on Twitch or was it over here?
It was probably on Twitch because I don't think it was over here. No,
it must have been on Twitch where we literally went over a bunch of movies that only made $1 billion because of the label they're attached to or the actual property. Ben Affleck's, I don't know how advertised Ben Affleck's going to be on that poster. He might be. Actually, they probably will. I'd be surprised.
The thing is, though, he hasn't been really advertised at all. We know he's going to be in it, but Michael Keaton has been used in advertising more than Ben Affleck has for the Flash movie.
Well, yeah, because he's in. Apparently, Michael Keaton's the second most on screen in regards to an actor.
That makes sense. Yes,
it's Ezra Miller, but that's because Ezra Miller's playing two characters, and then Michael Keaton.
Tom Holland is a huge star now.
He's not, but he's not in regards to Tom Holland being on a movie poster and it's selling a lot of tickets.
But
it's him as Spider-Man. If his Spider-Man shows up, then fair enough.
The Flash is not as profitable as Spider-Man, period.
But what I'm saying, it's the Flash and Batman, and also the time of the year it comes out and the advertising
Batman
around
movies
it.
Have
We know the advertising.
One Batman movie.
Wait, I just realized. Are we really debating whether this movie has a shot at reaching $1 billion?
No. And Thomas, I realize your super chat's still on the screen. We are going to talk about that in just a second, even though we've already gone over it. But I am going to talk about it.
Yeah, and just to go back to the Batgirl thing, Batgirl was just HBO Max with some release in countries that was yet to be decided.
I didn't say it was getting a full international release. I said it was going to be in theaters, and that is true. It was going to be in theaters.
So if it released in one theater in Lithuania, would you claim, oh, it was released in theaters?
Yes.
And that would be a backing as to
my question is, if Michael Keaton is you are the one that came up with this $1 billion number for the Flash movie. I don't remember.
Yeah, because I honestly think it's one of the movies next year that has the best chance of doing it.
So my question is, how is it going to make $1 billion? If you're saying that Ezra Miller isn't a huge star, the Flash isn't as big as Spider-Man, and Michael Keaton's movie with Batgirl was shelved, even though it was a movie that he had already filmed and done in. If all of those components make the movie such a huge success, how is it going to make $1 billion? That's my question.
By being fucking cool.
I don't think so. How many people think the Flash movie? How many people think the Flash movie is even in a bubble now at this point to make $1 billion? I'm going to say there's a 0% chance.
So do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to make closer to 500 million than $1 billion?
I think it's a middle of the road super.
No, not middle of the road. Closer to 500 million or closer to $1 billion?
Closer to 500.
So you're saying 607? That's what it's going to make.
Less than 750, yes.
So 749.
749 and under, yes.
So if it makes 750, I win.
I mean, I guess.
In the bag.
I don't see, but you're arguing against the success of the movie is the issue that I have. Like, I think Ezra Miller is a relatively well-known actor.
I don't think he is.
I think they are. I think people know who Ezra is. Like with the whole Harry Potter thing, and then being part of the Justice League.
But Ezra's character was like one of the worst things about that franchise.
But there's a lot.
It wasn't because of Ezra, just the character.
People know Jared Leto, and everything that he has done recently has been garbage.
Yeah, but Jared Leto is also like multifaceted and been there for like years and years and years.
But Jared Leto's also done indie stuff, which is the same stuff that Ezra's done.
But not Ezra Miller. Sorry, Jared Leto's also in a massive band when it does stuff.
But the people that know Jared Leto, the actor, don't necessarily connect him to his band. 30 Seconds to Mars. Nobody, like, people don't connect that.
Oh, no, because he's an actor first, because that's what he does majority of the time.
I get that, but what I'm saying is nothing in this Flash movie compiled with whatever this drama with the news cycle comes out, nothing in that tells me at this point that the movie is going to make $1 billion. There's nothing telling me that at all. And most people that do this for a living that have posted numbers about this have it nowhere near $1 billion. It could be completely out there and like make a ton of money. I just don't see that happening because I don't see the interest in it. Honestly, it doesn't trend. Like Spider-Man No Way Home trended constantly, and there was constant pushes for it. There was constant teases for it. There were things in that movie that told me, hey, this is probably going to make $1 billion. Right now, we are just a few months out from The Flash, and there's no buzz about this movie. except within the circles that we're in. If we're talking about the general public does not care about the Flash movie.
Okay, what are 5 movies that the general public cares about coming out? Other movies coming out this year, then?
There's a lot. We've
Name
talked
5.
about. We went over this on the Twitch. There's a ton of movies coming out this year.
Name 5.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is one that everybody wants to see. Aquaman is probably a movie that everybody wants to see.
Flash is definitely more anticipated than Aquaman. So first,
no, 0.
Okay,
0,
give me the
0.
chat. What is more anticipated?
Aquaman is
Aquaman
a proven
2?
brand that has made $1 billion. The Flash has been in 3 movies and none of them have broke expectations.
Because it wasn't about the Flash.
But it doesn't matter.
2 of them were cameos, weren't they?
Black Adam came out with Superman and it barely made any money. What I'm saying is that this Flash movie, I don't see it being $1 billion. I don't see it breaking any kind of records. I just don't.
I'm not saying it's going to break records.
$1 billion movie for DC would be a record breaker because they've only had a couple of them.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's not a record breaker. I mean, it's the first Flash movie to make $1 billion.
What's the first real
Flash movie to make $1
anyway? But I, as much as I love the Flash, I don't see this movie turning any huge profit. I just don't. But we'll see.
I know.
I've already staked my claim about it. So we'll see when the movie comes out. Go vote on the community tab one more time. I'm going to show it up here. Go vote over there and let us know if you're going to see the movie or not. I'm just curious because over here, these are our people. Like these are the geeks and comic book nerds and people that love this kind of stuff.
So you're going to say geeks and gamers?
I was not going to say that. That was not what I was going to say.
You're on the edge. Your thing is on the tip of your tongue.
All right, let's get through some of the. We got some super chats to get through here. Thomas, is that Boots poster teasing Barry becoming lightning bolt turns into Flash like run so fast turns into the bolt? We've talked about this already, but I wanted to give your super chat a shot up on the screen because we talked about it before I read it. I'm gonna say no, and I think Pagey's already made it very clear that he doesn't think so either. So
what?
That poster.
Oh no, I forgot this was even still on the screen.
Yeah.
The budget for the Flash movie, by the way, is $200 million. For those who are asking, 200 production.
It's actually well. Also, I don't know what the reshoots cost, but I'm gonna assume there's.
Well, I think they didn't do massive. They just filmed for a long time in England, so they did some pickups and. So that'd be like only like.
What is the R currency? What is it called? We've looked it up before.
Well, the what? Isn't it
the R currency? Silent Angel has donated a 10.
Well, it's R dollars. So it's not. Is it Romanian?
Maybe. I don't
know. They use
anybody...
the euro. Or they use
Silent Angel. Let us know what your what that currency is, so I'll know for next time. I'm curious about the blue crystal. Teased that last season will come into play. Any things? I assume that episode 9 is an episode of the second GN for the
Brazilian
season.
Brazil dollar.
Brazilian. Okay, got it. Thank you so much. So Brazilian $10. The blue crystal tease. How's that going to play into the season? I think Eric Wallace talked about this a little bit in an interview. That everything. What did he say? Everything that everybody thinks it is, that's what it's going to be, or something. Wasn't it something like that? Where he said that whatever people have been talking about, that's what it is. Or I don't remember these.
It's like comic book readers would know who we're teasing or something like that.
Yeah.
Paraphrasing.
Yeah, and saying it's going to be the second graphic novel for the season. I'm not sure which graphic novel it's going to be in. I don't think it's in the first one because I think the first one is all the the Red Death stuff. I mean, it could be. I actually think the Blue Crystal might be the final graphic novel of the season. Is there 3 this season or 2? I feel like there's going to be 3.
I don't know. It was definitely 2, but maybe there's 3, depending on what that middle bit after Red Death is.
Yeah. Well, Cullen, I'm not debating whether or not it's a great movie. That's not in question. I'm pretty sure it's going to do really well. Like in terms of like public reception, it's going to be a pretty good film. Because they keep pushing it really hard. So I'm assuming they're very happy with the movie. In terms of like the quality. So the Blue Crystal, though, are we still thinking Cobalt Blue? Is that kind of what everybody's on, or have you changed your opinion about that?
Yeah, I mean, it should be Cobalt. Cobalt, I said Cobalt, but Cobalt Blue, Dr. Pepper. Yeah, you'd assume it's going to be Cobalt Blue.
Yeah, I think it's going to come into play soon. Thank you for the super chat, though. All right, we have Naruto with a $5 super chat. Did you know that Comics Owens Mercer is Eobard's grandson? I don't think I remember that. Is that true?
Did you know that in the comics, Owen Mercer is Eobard's grandson? Why did he travel back in time and get it on?
I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not calling you out on that. Is that main continuity canon? Because that's interesting, actually. Yeah, Captain Boomerang and Thawne are related. It's weird. Gosh, I have to go digging for that one now because I didn't even know that. Thank you for that tidbit of information. Jermaine. Okay, so this is another question that I'm assuming people are going to be disappointed with. Will we ever see Barry create Gideon? 199 super chat from Jermaine. I mean, they might, but it's not going to be this big thing. I think they kind of sort of teased it last season a little bit. But I don't know. Do you think we're actually going to get an official like Barry creates Gideon?
Well, didn't Barry destroy Gideon? Oh no, that was in Armageddon. That was like in the weird Armageddon timeline, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. But
okay, so he never destroyed her.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe like Red Death destroys Gideon or something like that and messes up the time vault or something, and then
I wonder if Barry has to rebuild Gideon and that's how he gets credit for making Gideon.
He has to like make it like a beta version of Gideon, like a really simple like Siri or something like that.
Yeah, and so he gets credit for making it because in the future it gets advanced and then it times travel back. So the Gideon creation, Barry learns of Gideon from the future and then makes him create Gideon, which then creates Gideon and then creates the time travel loop. Is that right?
Let's just assume so.
Time travel is confusing. Amethyst with the 499 super chat. Gold boots could be as simple as he's getting them. Everyone asked for them all 8 seasons. Well, he already has them. So I think that they're just using that as the advertisement for the poster for this reason, because everybody's wanted them. They're very exciting. Yeah, I feel like it's a good promotional tool. And I don't know if he's going to get an upgraded suit, though, because some people were asking if he's going to get a new suit this season. I don't think we're going to see a new suit, right?
It's no need.
Feel like, yeah,
it's like minor changes.
Maybe a little more gold in it here and there. I don't know.
Is that a Goldface reference?
Maybe. Thank you, Amethyst, for the super chat. Robert Blake, aka Darth Bunyan, with a £5 super chat. Apart from some good press, how much can Ezra even profit from people going to see the movie? They've been paid. Opinion on them won't change if convicted. So here's the thing. Of course, actors at Ezra's level that are the leads of movies get a big lump sum for just being in the movie, but they also get money from the success of the movie. So yes, if you go to see the movie and everything with Ezra's case goes smoothly, Ezra will profit from the success of the movie. And then there's also the possibility that Ezra will continue on as the Flash in the new DCU. We talked about that on Thursday night. That we still don't know 100% if it's going to happen. James Gunn is still not. I read again, he really hasn't commented on it. So yes, there is a chance that Ezra will make money from the Flash movie. But I think the bigger issue would be whether or not Ezra continues on as the Flash in the film franchise. But if there's a conviction, I think that chance drops significantly. Now, the thing is that, like people said, this case probably won't be decided overnight. Do you think, Paigey, that if this case gets dragged out till like the premiere of the movie, do you think Ezra will still walk the red carpet and do promos for the movie, or no? If it's still an ongoing case, even in June.
Well, I guess it's
actually May.
Probably it's to Warner Brothers, obviously, but like I guess you go by the whole innocent until proven guilty. But I don't know. It's hard. Like I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that question was like to try and determine if whether or not they were going to go see an opening weekend or not. All right, right now on the poll, we have 83 votes going on, so some people can still have a chance to vote. I'm not going to spoil it yet. We'll talk about it at the end, though. Thomas Scott with a £5 super chat. It's more to do with WB ignoring the behavior and pushing it under the rug that bothers me. It's the silence I hate, which looks like endorsement. I think the issue for me is not only that, but it's just that they are obviously not moving forward with some actors that people are really happy about, like Henry Cavill and stuff like that. it's a perception thing. I think is the bigger problem, and that does go into the what, like you said, pushing it under the rug that bothers you. But we have to remember that there are multiple things that I'm going to guess were paid off when it comes down to things that Ezra has done over the last couple years. That I think the studio definitely paid people off to keep their mouth shut. But I did say that this case, the one with like breaking in and stealing alcohol and everything, that this was the one that wasn't going to go away because the people were already rich. So they did, like, the studio wasn't going to be able to easily
I think the thing that helps Ezra is the fact that it's come out that that there's been no issues since that whole treatment, or like,
I don't think there's ever been.
Was it like a rehab center or something?
I don't
like
think
that
ever happened though. I think that his, that their press person came out and said that, and then there was no follow through on it.
Well, so I think they've just locked Ezra in a room and said, "Don't do anything wrong. Don't tweet."
We seen
no
any
weird Instagram
proof
account
or any updates on that? No, there's been nothing.
Well, we don't. Yeah, it's like they haven't. But also, I don't think they're going to dox Ezra by saying, "Oh, Ezra's going to this thing. Enjoy bombing."
No. I'm not saying that. That Ezra and the PR people have not been like, yes, the treatment's been successful. Things are getting. There's been no updates to like the progress of that situation, and we know that Ezra was filming stuff during the time that they were supposedly in rehab, and that's a lie. So
like the pickups and stuff for the Flash, yeah.
Right. So that tells me that they didn't take it seriously. Yeah. I think that's a problem. But that is something that we would know about as a community, but the general public isn't going to care about that or even look into that. That will only come into play if something else happens between now and the movie. And I think right now, if I had to guess, Ezra's being followed around by a bunch of people to make sure that they don't do any of that stuff, because I have not seen anything, unless it's been completely hidden from public view, of Ezra at a bar or doing anything since.
I was going to say, I think Lara says Ezra's been hiding out at the parents' house in Vermont. What state's Vermont in?
I mean, that is a state.
Is that a state? So it's not a city. So
yeah.
Oh, okay. Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh no, we'll continue. That's for the Twitch show.
Go ahead. Oh, for the Twitch show. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of that, let's take a look at this poster. I hope this is the real poster. This is one that people keep sending me. The poster of the Flash. Is this the real poster? This is the one people keep sending me.
This is from a comic book.
Yeah, but that's the picture of the suit from the movie, right? That's a real thing. Okay. So I just wanted to take a look at the mask again and like the cowl, because we've already seen the suit in pretty much all of its detail. Who signed off on this cowl? It's literally the ugliest thing I've ever seen. It's not good, right? Am I the only one who's like, this is bad?
Yeah, it's not the best. I think it's like, I mean, it's obvious. Like, I understand why it's like that. It's so Ezra can take it off easy. It's an easy on and off sort of thing,
yeah,
especially because it probably get hot under there. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it just looks. I mean, because like Ezra has like a really square head. It's like a cube. So like, I know that makes it harder to make the suit. But the thing is like we've seen with VFX, they can close it up and make it a full on closed cowl and stuff.
Yeah.
Or make it really loose as well.
Yeah,
to the point where it's not restrictive. Like you even have to, they did it for a TV show. Marvel did it for Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, they fixed the neck. Yeah,
it's like it's all loose and stuff, so it's not restrictive. And Anthony Mackie can turn his head. So I don't understand why that wasn't used here. Maybe it just didn't go into the thought process, or maybe they thought it looked cool. Maybe they thought it looked fine.
It comes
down to personal opinions, because there are people out there that think it looks fine as it is.
Yeah. We've seen, so I've pulled up the suit that convention last year. They had the suit on display, so we've seen the actual suit. The suit for me is fine. I don't really have an issue.
I'm not the biggest fan of like the overuse of lights, but I think it's just when he's running specifically, like when he taps into the Speed Force, it glows.
Yeah,
because there's other shots where he's like when you said like that convention, which is still it's all red, except for obviously like the actual gold physical bits. Mm-hmm. So it just seems like when he's actually tapping into the Speed Force, it really glows everywhere, which. I'm fine with the most part. I wonder if that means there's no flickering lightning.
Ooh. You mean like when we saw in the wait, was it the Snyder cut? No, it was BVS where he's in the store.
Yeah,
and we
there's
see
no
the
lightning
in the
that
store and
flickers
everything.
around him. Like it just is absorbed into the suit.
Well, every time he used his speed during the Zack Snyder era, it kind of destroyed stuff around him because the lightning just kind of went everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm
but
wondering.
it's because Snyder had this weird thing where like he surrounded himself with the Speed Force whenever he used his powers,
Yeah,
rather than sort of tapping into it.
right. Which I think it's fine if that's a take on it, but I didn't care for it. I thought it was.
It felt a bit like it sounded like he can't actually touch anyone or something, otherwise they die.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I don't
then in
know.
the
I'm not
Snyder
a
cut,
fan
he
of.
picks up Iris. So
It just makes his head look like an alien head. And that's the thing that I don't like about it. It's just
especially the
too
way
large.
that the ear things are. They look like antennas. It looks like an ant.
Yeah.
Giant
not
ant.
a fan of this. Not a fan of this at all.
Like the rest of the suit's fine, and I think Ezra fits the suit really well. It's just that cow thing looks really.
But you know what's
odd.
weird? They have two different suits in this movie, and both of the cows are bad.
What's the others? Oh, the
one with the
makeshift
Batman
one.
ears cut off. Yeah,
That one looks worse because the neck is super thick. It's like super thick. It looks like I don't even know what it looks like. It's just super thick. It looks really.
It looks like the Michael Keaton mask from that first Batman movie, but it doesn't look right because there's no cape.
Yeah,
that's why it looks weird. I just, I don't know. What does the chat think of this? I'm curious, you guys in the chat. Do you like this mask, or is it like the worst ever? I'm just curious what people think because I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just being too weird, but I'm not a fan of it at all. It looks hella demonic. The suit looks good, but the mask looks so bad. You know, I actually think that between the season 8/season 9 Flash suit that we have on the TV show and this suit, I think we have two solid suits. But the cowl that they have now on the Flash, the one they've had for like 3 seasons, is literally the best Flash cowl they've ever had on the show. And maybe the best Flash cowl they've had in general, to be honest. Now, I do want to pull something up. Let me get a better picture of it here. People were saying that the suits without the chin straps don't work, right? They're saying that it just doesn't look right. And I'm going to argue against that. Let's see, with one particular look. Let me see, open image. Here we go. When it comes to like a no cowl or no chin strap cowl, I think this one works. And I think it's just comes down to the shape of the actual person's face. Like right here. Like John Wesley Shipp's cowl doesn't have a chin strap, and I think it looks fine. He's got like the perfect like Barry Allen jawline.
Even Ezra's first one for the Justice League movies looks fine. It's the rest of the suit that's just a bit arse.
Yeah. But like, look at this. This to me, like, you want to talk about comic book Flash suits? This one looks super comic book. Like the whole thing. Like just the muscles on it, the way it fits. We know that's not his real muscles, by the way. The way they have them built into the suit, this is the perfect one. But yeah, the chin on this one. Matter of fact, let's pull up the original Flash suit from Justice League. I wasn't a fan of the actual metal components, but you're right. The cowl itself wasn't necessarily that bad. Let's open image, a new tab. There we go. Here it goes. And I actually feel nostalgic for this. Let me blow it up a little bit. Even though I hated it because it's just so much better than the headpiece we have now. Like if this mask would have been adapted in that same material as the suit and this was what he was wearing, I think it would be the perfect suit.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say perfect, but very good.
Yeah, I mean, super, super solid, I think, in my opinion. I just don't like the way that mask looks with that cowl. Plus, it's also really high on his nose as well. Like, I don't know what it is, but it looks really like that other mask looks really thick around the nose area.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, this particular design, the way it fits Ezra, it does lean into more of like the body type of like a runner, whereas the suit in the movie looks super like almost too muscular for Ezra's height. I think. I don't know.
I mean, Ezra isn't small. I think Ezra's like 6'1".
Yeah,
Ezra
but
Miller.
the way the suit is designed, it looks really.
He's 6'4". He's 5'11". He's 5'11".
It's got a weird shape. I don't know. This suit in actual material without all of the wires on it would have been ideal for me, I think, for this version of the Flash. But I don't know.
Well, Eric's 5'2", so I don't think he's going to take that comment Toe Senior as a compliment.
No, he's 5'6". Ezra's 5'6".
He's 5'11". I'm not 5'2". I'm 6'1".
Is it Warstu taller than you?
You've spoken Voldemort's name, Eric. Enjoy the demonetization.
I know, exactly. Anyway, I guess the last thing we're going to talk about.
Wow. Canada Graphs is below 6 foot. Manlet much? L.
Oh, I didn't know that. So Canada Graphs and Ezra are the same height, so same person? Oh, man. Wait, I thought Black Adam was already on streaming. Wait, maybe not where you are, Thomas.
No, it's out on like he's in England, UK. It's out on like the what do you call it, like the rent digital to rent. Actually, I think it might be out on 4K now or something, or you can buy it on iTunes or something like that.
Yeah. So the last thing I want to talk about is the James Gunn news. I was looking for more updates, but nothing's really come out. So James Gunn is writing a new show right now, which I'm assuming is going to be on whatever the hybrid streaming service is. And we still haven't had any updates. I was actually surprised. There were two things I thought we'd be talking about today that didn't happen. I thought we'd have some updates, more updates from the James
Black
Gunn.
Adam. Oh, okay.
No Black Adam updates. From the James Gunn like timeline for the movies, because we know that he did mention that it was like a 8 to 10 year plan, I think is what he said. I thought we'd have more on that by the time we stream today, but nothing really came out. And I actually thought we may get blessed with a Flash trailer, but I think that's going to be next week now, probably.
I think that'll be on Wednesday your time next week. So what, 4 days, 5 days?
Okay, so hopefully we'll be talking about that next.
Because that's exactly 4 weeks until the show comes back.
I'm curious what the chat thinks the James Gunn TV show is going to be. I'm really curious because I know what I think it might be, but I'm curious what the chat thinks it is.
What if it's like a Netflix style documentary about Ezra Miller, but it's called, instead of making a murderer, it's making a controversy, making a drama, making the news, fucking up a franchise. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that could be it. I don't know. I'm excited to see what he's going to do, but I was really hoping we'd have more, more content from James, because I feel like as we go through the week, every time a story comes out, I'm waiting for updates, and there just wasn't a lot of updates this week. There wasn't a lot of changes to the stories that we got throughout the week.
You love your updates, your Black Adam updates, your Ezra Miller updates. You love them.
Amanda Waller show. A lot of people said that. Do you think that's a possibility?
That was the rumor before James Gunn was officially brought on, that he was working on an Amanda Waller show. But I don't know how long ago how long he's been working on that. Because to be honest, I think if there's a lot of recasts and stuff, I don't know if that's the best story to go for to get out of the gate. Because you're sort of relying on what happened previously. And though he might want to use, I don't know, it probably doesn't help that Black Adam had literally Amanda Waller go talking to Black Adam, the most recent movie, and then Henry Cavill Superman shows up. I don't know. I don't know if the Amanda Waller thing would be the best thing now for it, but I don't know.
I saw someone else say a Batman Beyond movie. I don't think that's a possibility either. So
I know. I mean, I should see what his show would be. If it's not, it won't be an Amelia Harcourt show. I really don't think James Gunn will be using his wife straight out of the gates, because that'll definitely
How would that feel to
he
everyone?
would get a
if the
lot of
first
backlash.
show-
There'd
yeah,
be a
yeah,
lot
the
of
first show.
backlash.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Amelia Harcourt's like pretty much like almost like a Black Widow type character in the comics.
Yeah.
But you don't really get that specifically from what you saw in Peacemaker. And I mean the cameo of Black Adam, even though. But I don't know if James Gunn, I think like Sean said, like, well, he says, I would never underestimate the actress. Yeah, well, I don't know, you'd let Viola Davis go. So maybe if Viola Davis had been given this sort of suggestion that there could be this through
I was gonna
line
say that's
story
like
in
getting rid
show.
of like honestly one of the best castings they've had. So
Well, if Viola Davis is ever in like a movie, like where she's the lead character, she usually gets nominated for an Oscar, so or some sort of award or something. So you're losing someone that's in that sort of realm.
So we have another super chat here from Thomas Scott, £5 super chat. Will Discovery Plus do an Ezra documentary line the Army Hammer, like the Army Hammer one? Also, I wouldn't mind a Vigilante Peacemaker spinoff, as he said it was unannounced. So the Army Hammer thing, I think was not. I think it was like another service did that. I think it was like Hulu or something.
No, that was Discovery Plus. I think it was on. And I've
it was on Discovery Plus. Okay,
I think because it was on the HBO Max equivalent here.
Okay,
House of
I didn't watch it though, so I have no idea.
I haven't watched it. Yeah.
Vigilante Peacemaker spinoff. He said it was unannounced, so it's if it's unannounced, then it could be anything. But I will say that I don't know if a Vigilante spinoff would work because I feel like Vigilante was good in Peacemaker because of the other characters around Vigilante. But I don't know. Do you think a Vigilante spinoff would work with him just by himself? Because I know a lot of people want him to be like a Deadpool type character, but I don't think that's what it would be.
I don't think you get a Vigilante show. I think if you just use Vigilante in Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We have another super chat here from Naruto, $2 super chat. Ezra Miller documentary called Drama Alert. I mean, it could be. You know, they could do like a back-to-back one with Ezra and then one with Ray Fisher. That would be like that would be so much drama for them there. Thinking super chat. What?
You should narrate both of them.
And Black Adam. So all three of those just together, it would be,
that could be the trilogy.
Yeah, it would be the trilogy. All right, so look, we're gonna wrap everything up, but before we do that, let's take a look at the community tab and see who's going to see the movie on opening weekend. All right, here we go. It's a pretty interesting spread. We got 126 votes, so almost the entire chat voted. Will you be going to see the Flash movie on opening weekend? 42% said yes, and 58% said no. Is that surprising to you, or do you think there's a lot of people that are just virtue signaling in there?
I don't believe that amount of people are saying no. They're just because they probably don't go see movies opening weekend anyway. I mean, I don't see a lot of movies opening weekend either way. I'm seeing Avatar on Tuesday. I'm really just seeing it on Tuesday.
Well, Tina, that could be the question next week after the court case. After we,
I don't think all 58% are lying, but I think like decent amount.
Should we read some of the comments? Let's see what the comments say. Ragu said, for me, it's not about the actor, but about the fictional character making his big screen debut. All right. Keita says, I think the poll should have. Oh, that's the same way. Using role stuff doesn't affect the product, but especially with being live action instead of being animated, I'm physically seeing the actor's face, so all the dramas are turned off for me. All right. I love The Flash, my favorite superhero TV show, favorite show of all time, but I never liked Ezra as the Flash. I'll agree. I've never been a fan of Ezra's casting. So maybe for me, I guess I should have put maybe as an option there just in case. Multi-topic talk is going to boycott the Flash movie. All right. Are you? You'll have to come over to my Twitch stream to find out the answer to that. Michael Keaton's Batman, though, not Ezra's garbage incarnation of the Flash. Wow. Some pretty harsh comments over there. So you're saying the 58% is not accurate. Is that what you're saying, Paigey? Are you saying that some of that 58% is just all cap, or like, what do you?
I don't know. You tell me, young DJ Erickson the third.
All right, we have a Team Eric member chat from Jordan Artist. Team Eric member for 28 months says, love the orange beard. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's actually blacklight. Let's see if it'll work with the blue here.
Oh, no.
Oh, look. Oh, yeah, it does. See? There we go.
Look like you've been in a crime scene.
Maybe I have. Maybe
Or somewhere else.
So anyway, before we go, couple of things. On the 21st of this month, which is not next Saturday, but the Saturday after that, we're going to be doing something special on a Saturday, and I'm super excited about it. We'll be doing the after party at normal time over here. And then we will be leaving the after party, be like a little 5-minute break before we go live over there. We're going to go to Twitch and go live immediately after the after party on the 21st. So who knows what's going to happen that night? It's going to be wild over on Twitch after the after party. So if you want to see what goes on Twitch and you've not been able to make a Monday or a Thursday night, definitely make sure you head over to twitch.tv/Eric's Reloaded and hit the follow button over there so you'll know when I go live. And then look forward to not next Saturday, but the 21st, where we're going to be going live on Twitch right after the after party. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm live again on every Monday and Thursday over at Twitch. And there's been some gaming streams. I've done a couple of those. So there we go. Jermaine with the 199 super chat, clutch here at the end. Join us on Twitch and hit the gritty with Eric. There's going to be some crazy stuff going on. Paige did a face reveal and the chat lost its mind. So there we go.
Eric
anyway,
Eric did an ass reveal and the chat left.
Did I?
The chat left. It emptied. Went from about 70 down to 2.
Also, starting soon, I will be reacting to videos over there, but there's going to be a twist to that. There's going to be a twist to that.
Ooh, what type of videos?
Naruto said the after party. That's true.
Well, also, did you say the after party is going to be shorter that week? It's only going to be like...
It'll be like an hour and like maybe an hour 15 that week instead of... Because right now we're going a little bit shorter this week, but it'll be a little bit shorter that week. And then we'll be going over to Twitch. But the thing is, it's not going to be every week thing. It's just specifically for that one night. But yes, Twitch every Mondays and Thursdays. Of course, the after party over here. And yeah, all the content that we're doing. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do a few things. You can hit the subscribe button and become part of the Ericverse. Because I know a lot of people that watch that aren't subscribed. So please subscribe. Hit the like button if you haven't already. And leave a comment on this video once the video is done. If you haven't watched it on playback, it'll be available for you to watch back on playback in just a bit. And follow me on social media. Plus, Paige is going to be going live over at Twitch more soon. So twitch.tv/Pagmeist is his Twitch channel. And it's linked over on my Twitch. So
I pretty much got my streaming setup done. It's just I need I lent my spare monitor to one of my mates a couple months ago because he wanted to use it for like a LAN, I don't know, some sort of weird thing. So I got to get that back off him because it's easier than me to buy one. But I got my lights set up and everything. It's fucking weird. Well, by the way, I think I'm ahead of you with my Stream Deck.
Probably because I haven't even taken mine out of the box yet. So
is that the one that the Amazon driver farted on?
Yes, that one.
Okay, clean it. Don't know how you're going to clean it, but
so the Twitch link will be in the info box as soon as the stream is over. So yeah,
my link it's just my old Twitter.
Yeah.
So
I'm actually gonna put both of them in the info box here so you can find both of ours. Let's see, I'll do it right now, so it'll be available right after.
I think what if you just type in Pagey Twitch into Google? Pagey Twitch. No, because it's not.
It's going to be in the info box. So there we go.
The info
done
box.
And done. All right, everybody. Have a good night. We will see everyone next time. Thank you for all the support. Take care.